beautiful listeners and viewers. This is PrubabaTV, and this is the Enterprise Show, one show that Mr. ORIRI EWA has been able to put in place for you to be mentored in business. And it's actually a big privilege to host this great personality. Just like I said, my name is Prudent Utu. They call me Prubaba, and this is PrubabaTV. So I'll be giving it over to Mr. ORIRI EWA to tell us more about the basic things you need to acquire before starting a business, talking about the vision, talking about the action, and your circles of friends. That's what you're going to talk more about today. And it's a big privilege, so just stay glued to this channel and keep subscribing, like, and share, because it's something everyone must be part of. And don't forget that you can also be a partner or sponsor, because you'll be going out for a mentorship class for businesses, and it's awesome. All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Prubaba. How's it going?
Very good. Nice having you on the President Enterprise Show.
So good to see you again,
yes,
though.
Thank you very much. We've been doing this quite a long time on both radio and using this as a TV channel, and we believe God is going to take us internationally.
Yeah.
And so, sir, I want you to pick it up from there. You've done more of the integrity of someone owning a business, and now you're talking about the business success, the startup that is determined by 3 factors. So we'll be talking more about your circle of friends and
vision, and then action
you need to take. So please, can you throw more light on that?
Okay, so first let me say good morning, viewers, and to those who are just listening, to all of our new and old audience. We want to welcome you once again today. I'd say Prubaba said that this is going to take us international. For me, let's pay attention to building ourselves locally here first before we go international. It's a good dream, it's a good vision, but if you start locally with an international perspective in mind, of course you're going to get there. So looking at most of the questions that people have been throwing at us, I'm sure that that's what actually prompted this perspective. One of the things we had mentioned in one of those conversations was the conflict of talents, where people have a lot of issues in terms of, I have this 1,001 ideas just flooding my mind, and I'm thinking of which of them to start first. So today's session is actually prompted, of course, by most of the questions we've had coming through, people asking questions around, say, okay, so you've talked about the conflict of talents. I have these 1,001 ideas flooding my mind from time to time. What should I do? You mentioned the other day, okay, that look, there's always a talent called the mother talent. So how do I identify which talent is my mother talent? But in the midst of all of those questions, one of the things I realized, Prubaba, is the fact that most of the people who are asking these questions, the questions are born out of the absence of vision, primarily, and that's one of the reasons why I thought that today we needed to talk about the vision thing. One of the things that is different about this particular session today, and most of the vision talk you're going to hear, you've heard people talk about, and some of them that you may still hear people talk about, is the fact that it's not just about vision. We're trying to help people to understand what workable vision is. Anybody can dream. Anybody can have a goal. Anybody can set goals. But there are goals that are not realizable. So everyone can have a vision, but the realizability of that vision, how to get that vision to work, is dependent on something. That thing is the ingredient called passion. What it means is that every vision you're having right now that relates to a business you want to start up, or in fact, let's even say you have a business that is moving right now. You've started a business 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And you say, okay, what was my vision? My vision was to build this business, hand it to my children, blah, 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 and all of that. If where you are right now 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, if you look at that business and it is still struggling, check what the passion place between that business and you. How much do you love that vision? Some of the most successful businesses in the world today, when you see the techpreneurs of the world, one reason why these guys are succeeding so much is because they are heavily tied emotionally. They are passionately tied to whatever they are doing. So your vision must be that thing that you go to bed dreaming about it. Before you go to bed, you're thinking about it. When you wake up and you're brushing your teeth, it is in your mind. It's you're brooding over it. You finish brushing your teeth and you get into the kitchen to get breakfast ready. You're thinking about it. That kind of vision cannot be defeated. Okay, so Prubaba, so vision is very critical. Vision is so important that I'm telling you, one of the reasons you see businesses fail is because the man is doing copiology. Oh yes, they're doing follow. In my village, they call it enyang follow. What it means is, look, you just saw someone doing it and you felt like this person is succeeding in it. That is a visionless approach. So a lot of people, so when you see people throw in the towel, including when people start churches, and they don't drive the church to a logical conclusion. The reason is because very often than not, the man just sat in a church. Maybe he was being pastored by this very energetic, vibrant and passionate preacher of a branch church or the main pastor or whoever. And in his mind, if this man is succeeding, I speak very good English, I am charismatic. No, there's a vision that is tied to a passion that is driving that. And there are ingredients you must understand. It's just like differentiating between a pastor and an evangelist. A pastor should sit and put the people together. An evangelist just comes, holds a crusade and goes. So vision defines, you understand, those ingredients, those core decisions. So vision is very important. So everyone who has started, some people, a lot of people have missed it on that part. One of the things also that is important that is so good we are doing this thing right now is that people can identify and say, okay, look, I probably missed it at the beginning. So let me go back to the drawing board and really ask myself, what exactly am I supposed to be doing? This thing I am doing, why am I here? Now, for some people, they need to shut down completely. The businesses they have right now, they need to start afresh. For some people, if we sit down together, we can guide you, say, okay, look, this thing you've been pushing, don't shut this down completely. Come out of this place, create a wing here, and let this wing keep, blossom, and then this wing will support this one, so the process can now grow. Do you understand? So for some people, those are the critical steps they need to take. So I mean, what we've been trying to say.
Okay, so before we get down to the circle of friends.
Yes, please.
Let's talk about, is there anything you put in place to help these people at this point, a mentorship class that you can easily identify that, hey, you've missed it at this point. Let's start from the scratch, or let's continue from where you were trying to, where the owner of the business was trying to raise. Is there any mentorship? Is there anything you put in place for that?
Now let me say something. Thank you, Prubaba, for asking that question. One thing that is important also, and one thing we're trying to do a little differently from what is conventional approaches in mentoring people, is that I've realized that most of the mentoring and mentorship that people do, that is group mentoring and group mentorship, there are specific people it does not help. Okay. I have a fish pond, I have a fish farm. If you get into that fish farm, there are fishes in that pond. I put all of them the same day. They were hatched the same day. I brought them into that pond the same day. I feed them the same food at the same time. But guess what? They don't grow at the same pace. I have separated them into 3 ponds. I still have the third category, housed the same day or stocked the same day, and yet they are not anywhere close to the first category. Still very tiny. So what does that mean? There are people, you lump them up together to do a mentorship or a mentoring. There are a particular class of people who just don't get it. So those ones, you need to create a one-on-one, and then some people, it is not even the mentorship, like I mentioned in one of our sessions. Some people, it is not them coming to you. Some people, it is you, the mentor, going to their facilities. Because for some people, it is just the way their goods are arranged in their shop. Some people, it is the absence of the signage. I visited a business I was advising and consulting for at the time, and I went to their facility one time, and a business that needs roadside visibility on the roadside, and trees have blocked everything. The signpost had been overgrown with grasses, but inside that facility was a fantastic edifice. In fact, I can tell you sincerely, the bathtubs in that hotel in Calabar, as small as that facility was, the bathtubs in that facility, I can tell you, are measured to a 5-star hotel, maybe Le Méridien. Yes, and yet they didn't have visibility. So the approach in the mentorship here, is that we're running the segregated mentorship approach, while also running the joint mentorship approach. So the segregated mentorship approach is when we do the one-on-one. The on-site mentorship approach also is one-on-one, but it means that we have to visit your facility to help you if there is any need for any help in the facility. I have actually been called privately by some individuals whose offices around Uyo, Oron Road, Ikotekbene Road, Back Road have all actually visited, and we're seeing how to help them actually remodel, if you may, if that's the right language I think to use, remodel the way they display from inside, and then the way their physical outlook on the roadside. It will surprise you how many people will enter a glass door that has poor quality food as against a wooden door that has good food. It will surprise you. Or an iron door that has low quality food. It will surprise you, Prubaba. So these are little things. I mean, you and I went to have lunch yesterday somewhere, and we're doing a comparison of that restaurant and another restaurant that that's about how we're going about it. So yes, there's that opportunity for people who are having challenges and who want this assistance. Oh yes, they can always come over to PrubabaTV here at the e-library and speak with you, and then we can schedule, they'll get a form to fill, then we can schedule if it is to put them in the general group of mentorship, or if it's to put them in the segregated method, or it's something that we need to visit their facility. By interacting with them at that first time, we can easily know exactly what to do. Yes.
That your circle also has a way
absolutely.
of affecting
absolutely. Prubaba, see, if I have 5 friends, if I have 4 friends, and all of them are billionaires, 4 of them, and all of them are billionaires, there is the tendency, the likelihood that I'm going to become the 5th billionaire is very high. It's very high. You can't dispute it. Research and everything has proven that is very factual and true as it is. So your circle of friends, why some men beat their wives is their circle. Why some men will give to a chick outside and not give to their wives at home, or their original chick, is circle. Someone said something on Facebook, I've seen it a few times, and it's so powerful. But sometimes we read it and we laugh, but that statement is very powerful. Now, this is what the person said. He said, while you're praying for a good husband, also pray for his circle of friends. Because they are the ones who will say, this one, he's the original one, take this one. Circle of friends. So while you're planning for success in life, one thing I take very seriously, and one thing you must take very seriously, one thing the man behind the camera must take, one thing our audience, one thing everybody who wants to succeed in business must take very seriously, it's your circle of friends. They are the ones who will tell you that this investment is right or wrong. They are the ones who will tell you that, forget this thing, they work, maybe we just sit down there, they do as everybody they do. Your circle of friends must be a circle that motivates you, must be a circle that challenges you, must be a circle that inspires you, must be a circle, if you want to go find, like your circle of friends, if you like reading books, your circle of friends must be people who are already reading books. In fact, Your circle of friends should not be at the same level with you. There should be people who are reading more than you do. They should be reading more than you do. There should be people who want to set up factories, people who want to go and build companies and conglomerates, people whose minds are filled with businesses and empires, not people whose bellies are gluttonous, looking for everything to eat and drink. You must watch your circle of friends. This is very, very critical. By the time we finish this today, some people need to take a pen and a paper and write down the list of their first 4 friends that makes them number 5. If there are people at the same level, all they talk about is the chick, her ass, her boobs, her gown, her shoes. Oh, let's buy this. If that's what they're talking about, your life is almost messed up completely. If all they talk about is the cigarette, the number of bottles and the number of that and all of that, if that's what they talk about, they are so shallow and they are finished. So some people need to pick up a pen, like I shared with you the other day. I finished one of these programs and 4 people working in 3 different banks, 4 of them, they resigned by the evening of that day because they realized that the system was not helping them to achieve the dreams and the visions they had inside of them. So your circle of friends, very, very important.
I believe you've been so thrilled and so educated with this whole thing. I'm so happy. Right, we're going to go for a short break, and once we're back, Mr. ORIRI is going to talk more about the action you need to take. And let me also close by this, that our next show is going to be talking about how you can publish as many books in just 2 days. It shocked you even as it's shocking me right now. So, but you have to be part of this. Follow it, share it, like it. It's just the area of you making it the second half of the year 2022. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly from this advert.
Training, training, training. Do you want to be an expert with sound practical and theoretical knowledge on how to install CCTV cameras and integrate them into mobile devices? How to install solar and inverter systems? How to carry out house wiring, surface and conduit systems? Then call Service Experts Electrical and Automation Training Center on 0802 639 3322 for more details, schedules and cost. Or visit us at number 18 Transwoji Road, Port Harcourt, or call 0802 639 3322. That is 0802 639 3322. Service Experts, bridging the gap between apprenticeship and expertise.
Yeah, welcome back. We're still on the Enterprise Show, and I believe you've been having an educating moment with Mr. ORIRI EWA. Now, we're talking about the importance of your vision, and we also mentioned the power of the circles of friends you need to have. And now, we'll be talking about the actions you need to take. And now, over to Mr. ORIRI.
Action is one ingredient that, after vision and taking into consideration your circle of friends, if there is no action, then you are dead. Probably, let me repeat that again. There is absolutely no how. You will have a vision, you take care of your circle of friends, and you don't take action, that your vision or your life will go anywhere. Everything about life is action dependent. Everything. The reason why we are able to do this today, the ideas have been in our mind. We had to take action to reach out. We had to take action to be here today. We had to take action to make sure this studio was in order so we could do this recording today. So action is everything. And this is how the Holy Book puts it. Faith without work is dead. Now, if God speaks it, then life is dependent on it. It becomes a matter of life and death. Faith. So faith is the vision. All right. Let's interpret it that way. So your faith, spiritually, it is your faith, but the vision is on this other side. So that is your vision. Your faith is like your vision. Okay. Your action is the work. So it's like staying in your house You know you need a job to make money, or you need a contract to execute and make money, but you stay in your house and you pray and you kabash and all of that. You will wake up tomorrow morning hungrier than you were yesterday. You wake up tomorrow morning broker than you were yesterday. You wake up tomorrow morning more frustrated than you were yesterday. Why? Because faith alone does not work. The triangle that produces that result is your vision, your faith, and your ability to be at the right place at the right time. That's the triangle that creates that success. So you must identify, so you must move. I've seen people write fantastic proposals, but they are in their cupboards. I've seen people write amazing books, but they've never visited a press. They've never picked up their phone to call. No. I've seen people have beautiful ideas in their mind. They've never looked for people who share in these dreams and in these kind of visions, in the areas of their interest, to sit down with them and say, I think we need to sit down. Look at the man who we see today as the owner of Facebook. We have read his story. He had that vision, he wanted to set this vision. He called people together. Action. You will always have to call people together. You will always have to go, visit somewhere, go check if it is working there. You have to go. If you need to trek, if you can run, if you need to crawl, if whatever, but by all means, just make sure you take an action. See, the Holy Book didn't stop at what faith without work, saying it is dead. It went ahead to say, write the vision down. He said, make it plain, so that those who see it may run with it. So this is very, very critical. Action is very important. Now, action is in different ways. Action is in the way of writing the vision. Action is by you going out. Action is also by asking questions. Action is by going to get the needed knowledge. Too many people are pushing businesses that they don't have the basic knowledge about. Look at us in this studio today. There are a lot of things that we would have, if we didn't have the kind of person in front of the camera that we have, we would have been making a whole lot of blunder. Yes. How did he get the knowledge? Knowledge. So for some people, you need to go to a school. I see cakes that people bake, substandard. I see the icing, poorly done. I see some songs that people write. I see the delivery of some songs. I walk into I see some sewings that some people make. The finishing is poor. And yet when we buy Italian or Turkish made suits, we celebrate them. So our finishing, so for some people, they need to go for an extra training. Some people, so this is very, very important. Action. Action. Action is everything. That's why even in the movies, before you want to act the next scene, somebody will shout action. Because action is very important.
Wow. Yes, action is very important. This is how far we can take this. And we're going to make sure that we keep this going. Don't just listen to this. Like I always say, like, share, comment, and also be part of this action. When next you're coming, we'll be talking more about how we can publish as many books as possible.
Oh yeah, how you can publish a book in 2 days.
Publish a book in 2 days.
So you might decide, for some people who decide to do it a 52 weeks plan, you can decide and say every week you publish one book.
I don't want to go into that. Say, let's just end the end so that you can keep watching. So until now, my name is Prubaba, and I have my boss.
You should tell this man who he's looking for who to send to prison, not me. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being there. Thank you for following. We hope this has helped. We hope it continues to help, and we hope you stay glued. See you some other time.